Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy J. Kieran, alongside me, as always, Mr. Michael Mandy.
And this week we're going to be debating Christine from 1983, directed by John Carpenter, based upon a book by Stephen King.
I am on a Carpenter kick, Mike. I am reappreciating this guy. Up until Ghosts of Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, up until and not including Ghosts of Mars. I'm seriously going back, and I'm gonna watch every freaking film this guy has done, because now we've done we've done the Halloween, right? We've done the Fog. We're doing Christine, right? We just watched a Masters of Horror of his not too long ago.
Cigarette Burns,
right?
Yeah.
And I am reappreciating
and
this
guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am reappreciating this guy's style, his style of filmmaking. I really am liking this, man.
That's the thing. John Carpenter was on a roll. I mean, from Halloween, The Thing, all the throws, Escape from New York, The Fog, and Christine and They Live was the start of the shift, I think, from his films being awesome to pretty good. And then the films got watchable, and then the films got really pedestrian. And I would love to see John Carpenter hit another home run, you know?
He's totally capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, okay? His style would totally not fit with the style of 2007/2008 horror filmmaking.
Quick and glossy and beautiful 20-year-olds.
He would have to find a script that would fit his style. You know? I mean, seriously, I don't think he could succeed as well. Even though Cigarette Burns was pretty good, I don't think he can succeed as well in a full feature-length film today as he could in the 70s and the early 80s. My opinion. I think the style was different. The slower pace, more methodical shooting was more accepted then. Now it's all quick cuts, shaky cameras. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Carpenter's more in the mood and the setting.
Absolutely. And you know what, Mike? I totally reappreciated that when we watched The Fog. If you remember, I gave that a really high score because I really appreciated just the style of the whole thing. It looked really classy. Now, Christine is more of a smaller town vibe. You know, you got some
almost American Graffiti.
You got some cool looking males. You got some Happy Days looking females. They're in a cool car, and the car's freaking possessed. Right? I mean, Who comes up with this stuff? I love it. I love it. Stephen King. I mean, I love it. Mike.
Yes.
What did you love about this film, Mike?
What did I love about the film?
What did you love about Christine? Come on. Talk to me, son.
Well, you know, this film, I don't really think there's really anything. Okay, the one thing I thought that was kind of cool was when the car was being smashed and it formed back again near the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty cool effect.
Absolutely. I like the story of this film. I want to mention how it was written. It was written pretty well, and I don't think you could have done a script that sounds so preposterous, much better than this. I mean, you read the script, and you're like, car becomes jealous. Car becomes possessed. Car becomes jealous.
Nerdy kid gets cool car.
Kid tries to kill girlfriend. Or a car. Sorry, kid. Yeah, kid. That's child's play. Shut up.
Nerdy guy gets cool car, becomes dick.
Right. You know? Exactly. And did he play it well?
Oh yeah, Keith Gordon is Archie Cunningham.
Did he play it well?
Every time I saw that movie,
Archie Cunningham.
Yeah, that's the character's
name.
I
did say Happy Days, right?
Yeah, Richie Cunningham.
So there you go. There you go.
No, Keith Gordon.
And they did that on purpose. I want you to find out personally. I want you to ask John Carpenter why
or Stephen King
why they use Archie, because it was Richie Cunningham. That's why.
Probably.
See, I'm telling
you. But anyways, Keith Gordon. Every time I kept watching that, I kept going, do a double Lindy. You know?
Yeah.
You were back to school.
Back to school. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even make that connection.
That's why every time I kept watching that, and he's all becoming a tough guy, and I'm just sitting there just going, no, you're not.
Were you in love with Alexandra Paul? Come on, Mike. Were you?
I was surprised watching this again.
How you gonna? Wait a minute! I just asked you a question. How you gonna just? Well, wait a minute. What I loved was, were you in love with Alexandra Paul?
Who wasn't?
Exactly.
Okay. So
exactly.
That's one of the reasons why we watch these films over again, because you see something you didn't see 20 years ago. Oh wow, that was Harry Dean Stanton.
And remind me to send an email to Alexandra's publicist, because she does much better with the long hair.
Okay.
I just want to say that.
Kelly Preston is in this movie.
It's
like,
no
wow.
wonder I love this movie. No wonder I want to watch this movie over and over again. This is good stuff. But no, seriously. I mean, let's get out of that mode, the chick mode. This is a good film.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Like I said,
it doesn't really hit a home run.
but you know what?
But it's like
Cunningham. He played that facial expression, that wide-eyed, crazed, what's the word? Obsessed guy to a T. Okay? When he was looking at her and she was talking smack about the car, and he turned to her with that look.
Yeah, Keith Gordon.
I was like, wow, good stuff, man. This film is it's really got some good moments in it. It's not a 5-star film. I'm not trying to make it into one, but this is a fun film. It's a fun kind of horror film, Mike.
Horror light.
Horror light. You're right.
This is something that I think that my 11-year-old son would probably like.
You know what? I'm going to ask him if he 5-starred it. You know what he probably did? You know what he'd probably tell me?
It was all right.
He probably.
That's my son.
He would probably say, "I 5-starred that brunette."
Yeah.
Yeah. See. So, I don't know, Mike. I think that Stephen King, obviously is an incredible writer. Obviously has so many fresh ideas, and all the time, just it never seems to be a lack of inspiration coming from him. And this is one of those things that can you imagine him going into his writing house and sitting down with the publisher and going, all right, so I was thinking, this guy, he gets this car and the car gets jealous, it's possessed, and, tries to kill people. And the writer's like, are you high? Or the house, the publishing house is like, are you high? I mean, I can see that happening. But it's kind of funny because once you watch it, you're like, oh, that's not bad. It was actually done very well.
Yeah, it's a well-made film. There's no problems with the casting or the cinematography. I mean, or anything. It's a nice looking
Let me ask
film.
you a question. Who was Andrew Dice Clay in this movie? Do you remember the guy in the black jacket with the sideburns that went down to like the corners of his lips?
This was before Andrew
that
Dice
had
Clay.
the poof. Right, he had the poof.
Well, yeah, they were trying to be like the late 50s.
But
early
who
60s,
was it? Do you have his name? Do you have that down there anywhere? Okay, well, I remember him.
Here, Mochi?
Mochi! DeMucci? From Grease 2?
Here, there we go.
Is that him?
Malcolm Danare.
Wow. We're looking at a picture of him, and it doesn't look nothing like him now. But let me just say this. The part of that film that really stands out for me is when the guy takes a crap in the car. Okay, when the guy, Mochi, takes a crap in the car, and then he gets run down like a punk.
Yeah.
Right? I remember that like it was yesterday, dude. Good stuff. Good stuff.
How many stars?
I'm not done yet.
Oh.
No. But DeMucci from Grease 2, we got to review Grease 2 because that could be like horror in a whole new way, dude.
No,
Come on.
The carnage that will be in your house after I'm done with it will be a horror film.
I want to state up for the record right now that, I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, as you can probably tell by these reviews.
You need to relax more.
I know I do. I freaking love Grease 2, and I don't care what anybody says. I laughed more during that movie than 99.97% of other movies that I watch.
Because you're going, 20 people paid money for this
No,
movie.
because it is hilarious, man. Between the Adrian Zembed character, Nagarelli, and DeMucci and all these guys, it's just the names crack me up, right? And then you got the principal and the vice principal that are completely lost. The principal's trying to be real serious, and the vice principal, she's like me, just go nuts, right? And just the interaction between the characters, it is hilarious. If you take a break from horror, I highly recommend you sit back and just bust your butt off with this movie. You will crack up.
So I tell you, you're giving Grease 2 5 stars.
I love Grease 2, man.
Right.
I don't get that from Grease 1. I don't. I sit there Grease 1 going, okay. It's a period piece, kind of like what Christine is. But you watch Grease 2 and you can laugh in 2008, baby. You can laugh. So anyway, Christine, I'm going to give this movie 3. The reason I'm going to give it 3 is, like I said, the acting from the leads was very, very good. I thought the Cunningham character, like I said, was played perfectly. The demented, the progression of the demented kind of behavior from this guy. I mean, he blew off Alexandra Paul. I mean, what is going on here, Mike? You know how hard that must have been for that guy? You know, the way he looks and then the way she looks, and then he's got to blow her off? That had to be painful, right? So if I'm feeling his pain, I'm giving him 3 stars.
All right. Well, it's not one of John Carpenter's best films. To me, it was just kind of by the numbers.
Oh, my, get excited about it a little bit.
It didn't excite me.
Oh.
I paid money and saw this in the theater way back when.
Is that why you're pissed? Is that why you're sitting there with that look on your face?
No, just,
Dice Clay got run over by the freaking car in the middle of the street, and you're telling me that you can't eke out a better score? I can already see what's coming. I can see it coming, just like Christine with the headlights. I can see it coming right now. Go ahead, Mike. Hit me with it.
No, I'd like to give it 2.5, but I don't think it's a 3-star film.
I do. But I do it's for a different reason, obviously, than what you're doing. I mean, I understand.
To me, this didn't give... The only thing it gave me that I wasn't expecting was the car getting crushed and coming back and getting crushed. Because they didn't have computers back then.
Right. We had computers, but they were like...
they were big, giant things the size of your house with reel-to-reel tape running.
Yeah, it sounded like sonar or something going on, But, okay.
I mean, it's not... it's an all-right movie. I mean, it's...
Okay,
right,
but what you're saying is it didn't excite you. It didn't titillate you. It didn't move you.
Yeah, it was just I sat there and just went, okay, yeah, that's all right. No. This is a John Carpenter film.
Okay,
Are you sure?
Let me just say something, okay? I understand where you're coming from.
I probably went in expecting more because it had John Carpenter's name on it.
I understand where you're coming from with that, but if they would have made this like way over the top, like what you kind of were looking for, more excitement, more jump off kind of factor, it wouldn't have been as effective, in my opinion, because
it was a period piece
of the period that it was in. Exactly. So that's why I think that he was a little more reserved.
Well, John Carpenter's always, I don't want to say reserved, but I mean, in kill scenes, John Carpenter doesn't wallow in gore.
Right.
Most of his kills
are stylish. It's stylish, just like I said earlier. But like I said, I really do believe that this guy, in that period of time, he could have touched anything and made it at least silver, maybe not gold, but he was close.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. This was a by the numbers type story, and he did.
You were going to say pedestrian until you realized that if you said that, I was going to make some stupid comment about the car running over pedestrians. See, that's exactly where you were going with that, but you forethought. Good for you.
See, I'm awake.
Aha! All right.
I pay attention.
Yeah, good deal.
Right,
okay.
So, I'm just going to give it 2.
Okay.
It was all right, and it's nice, and the kids will like it.
The kids will like it?
Mine will.
What are we talking about here, Taz? The Tasmanian freaking... This is Christine. This is okay. I can see where maybe a 16, 17-year-old would dig it.
13-year-old.
Did it have a little nudity though?
No.
There's no nudity? Maybe it was wishful thinking.
I think so.
It might have been. And Alexandra Paul was on the screen quite often. Okay, never mind. Go for it.
All right. I'm Michael Manning.
I'm Rowdy Jeff.
Talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.